Hello, everyone. Welcome to the lunch counter. Welcome to the lunch counter. All right, come on, go out to lunch with me. Let's take a break from today's chores. Many of you have been up early. Many of you have just started your day. But let's take a little break. Let's take a little lunch break. Get away from everything and feast on the Word of God. And today for lunch, we're going to go to lunch out in the middle of nowhere. You said, what? Lunch in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Hello, my brother Kenny. We're going to lunch out in the middle of nowhere today. You said, what can I get out? I'm going to lunch in the middle of nowhere. How am I feast on something in the middle of nowhere? Hello, Christina. I'm a feast on get something to renew me, renew my strength in the middle of nowhere. Well, over there in Genesis 15 and 5, God said to Abraham, who was like in the middle of nowhere, didn't think he could have children. He was barren, not barren, but he was old and his wife was barren. Hello, Mr. Robert Barnes. God bless you, brother. He was in the middle of nowhere in his life, and he didn't think he could have children himself. And so, in the middle of nowhere, God said, look up and see if you be able to count the stars. And then he told him, so shall your seed be. What God did to him was aroused his intellect and awakened his potential to something that he didn't even know about himself. That's what God is capable of doing, making something out of nothing. In the middle of nowhere, Abraham got fed. Over there in Ezekiel 37 and 4. Ezekiel said he looked around, all he saw was dry bones. God had him out there in the midst of a place with just dry bones everywhere. Very dry, he said. And then God told him to prophesy to the bones. In other words, speak life where there is no life. And so that's what we got to do in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of these dry bones, in the middle of this pandemic. We got to teach our children how to see beyond their circumstances as they go back to school, as they try to continue on their lives in the midst of this pandemic and all that's going around in our world. We got to teach them how God taught Abraham and Ezekiel to speak life where you see no life, to speak and see beyond your circumstances, envision beyond where the way things are. If you just settle for the way things are, you could never go beyond where you are at. You got to start envisioning and speaking life beyond your circumstances. So COVID-19 is all around us. So hatred and everything is all around us. So racism and everything is all around us. That don't determine God. When God said unto you that you shall be the head and not the tail, he means what he said. So you got to envision yourself and look up at them stars and see yourself beyond where you are. Hello to my cousin Alma. God bless you. Look up and envision things better than what they are. It don't care. It don't matter about you growing up in the ghetto. It don't matter about you ain't got no money in the bank or anything like that. It don't matter about things in your life are not going the way that you think they should be. Ezekiel didn't think anything was to those dry bones because God asked him, can those dry bones live? He didn't even know. He said, you know, Lord. He didn't know. But it don't matter where our understanding can take us. We got to look up and envision things beyond our own understanding. That's how the power of God works in our lives. Not the way we see it, not the way we feel it, not the way things are. But we got to see those things that are not as they already are. That's what we got to learn to do. That's what God was doing for Abraham and Ezekiel. He aroused their intellect and then awakened their potential. And we must do that through the power of God for ourselves and for others around us. Don't tell God how big your problems is. You tell your problems how big your God is. All right, thanks for going out to lunch with me today. Y'all have a blessed day. And guess what? It's time to get back to work. Keep God first. I'm out of here. Y'all keep God first. Lunch in the middle of nowhere. That's just how good God is.